Hi everyone, this is Mayank Dhami. Today I'll be talking about PLSQL triggers in my database project that is based on student car rental schemes. Triggers in their basic form are stored procedures which are automatically activated when an event occurs in a database like insert, updates or deletes. You can set trigger on a table and set it to activate before or after an event has occurred in the database. Today we'll be dealing with a before update trigger as we have selected that for an example. A before update trigger is basically activated when an attempt is made to change some values in the table on which the trigger is based upon. So this trigger will be based upon a table car and the car table is basically a child table of table manufacturer. Here we can see the structure of both car and manufacturer. This is table car with these values. You can see this is the foreign key table column and this is manufacturer table. This has these things with manufacturer ID, again the primary key. So we'll be doing 4 parts of a question and then moving part to part and checking code for a single part at a time. So let's start with the first part. The first part here says a car having yellow color may not have its cost increased if it was manufactured by a company from Osaka location. Now let's go back to the code and see. Here it is shown the car color is yellow and the car's new cost is greater than the older cost. That means the car's cost has increased. And this is the update condition which we are going to put later in the code validation. Then select location into a variable from manufacturer where the manufacturer ID is equals to the manufacturer ID in car table, just like a simple join. And if the location is says Osaka, then the trigger is supposed to raise an application error and say car with yellow color having manufacturer location Osaka may not get a cost increase. Here it ends. And now let's check the code for this by putting this valid and invalid cases. When we copy over the code for the trigger to the SQL, it ran perfectly for this one without any errors. Now let's go back to the question and check for an invalid case where this case will be failed. The update will fail. Okay, when I set this, when the car registration number is 125, the update is failing because it is not complying with the trigger conditions. Okay, let's see what is car 125 actually in table. In table, car 125 is it it's belonging to manufacturer ID 30. That means 30 is this thing. It is indeed Osaka. That's why it's not happening. Okay, let's move on to a valid case for this thing. Here the update is successful because the location might not be actually Osaka. 114. Let's see for registration number 114. What is the manufacturer? 114 27 manufacturer ID. Says 27 is not Osaka. You can see it's Seoul. Okay, let's move on to question number part B of this question. Okay, a car having a good condition may not have its cost increased if it was manufactured by a company in USA which specializes in diesel cars. Okay, move on to the question. Here it says condition is good, cost is greater than the old cost, new cost. Selecting a few variables in this and then checking If the country is USA and the specialism is diesel, then give the error. Okay, here is one of the invalid cases, and then it will give an error because it was not valid. And this one will not give an error because it was pretty much valid. This must have been qualified. Okay, let's see about part C and D. Part C says a car with cost more than 19,000 may not have its current value decreased if it was either manufactured by a company with annual turnover less than 10,000 or a company with specialism in petrol. Okay, let's see cost. Part 3. Part 3 says cost should be greater than 19,000 and current value should be less than the old value. That means cost 9,000, 19,000 means, okay, let's see here. Cost is 19,000. Sorry, but okay, we can see here. Let's see. Here the conditions are set. Petrol, specialism, and annual turnover less than 10,000. Okay, either of these conditions pass, it will pass to the error. Okay, not one of these conditions can be true. Means here there are two invalid cases, one valid cases, because this is one condition failing, this is for another condition failing, and this is for whole thing passing. Okay, let's test it. This thing failed, right? This thing again failed, and this thing passed. Okay, and option number D is similar. Car with capacity less than equals to 200 may not have MPG decreased manufactured by the number of employees less than 3,000. In the invalid case, the number of employees is less than 3,000, so it will fail. Yeah, as we expected. And this one, it will pass as expected because it's not less than 3,000. Thank you very much, and we'll be talking later. Thanks.